bluesreviewer.com, and I wanted to do this video as a kind of inspired by the whole Marvel announcements about the show What Ifs, when you take stories that were made in the movies and you reimagine them. But I'm gonna bring this a little bit into real life. And I was thinking about this because I was listening uh, to John Lennon's live record, live in New York City on vinyl, and and I started thinking, and this is a big what if because I'm not saying that had he lived he would tour like Paul does, because I don't think so. But this is an imagining video, so it's a creative freelance that I'm taking on this one. I saw Paul actually live. I think it was coming up and up tour. I think it was a while back. He came to Puerto Rico, and finally I got to see him live, or at least a Beatle live, and it was an amazing night. 2.5 hours of live music. And what I got to thinking is, what if John had lived and had decided to take that route of touring, performing Beatles and his songs. So what I'm imagining is John would have taken the same approach that Paul has taken to doing his concerts. Which songs I think he would have chosen. I mean, I've included some that I think he would have included, and some that I would have loved to hear live. So I'm basically, my mindset is not exactly on his best whatever. I'm just maintaining what would sound amazing live and what I think he would have sung live. Um, that was basically my mindset. As I was choosing the songs or this imagining concert. We would have loved to see what John would have done. Sadly, uh, we can't. But basically what I took was the few songs that I do have live. I mixed them in a playlist, and some songs that are not live. You can't have them live because if they're not performed live, then they're not. So basically, that's what I did. And I'm going to show you what tracks I picked, and hopefully, if you want to put yours, what songs you picked in the comments, that would be cool. And let's pick our perfect John Lennon playlist if he were to play live. I'm sorry, my cat is kind of. You see my cat. She wants to be in the video. It's okay. Okay, so here we go. I'm sorry about that one. I don't mind. She's a nice cat. Anyway, so I'm gonna give you. I chose around, I think, 30 tracks because I think he would do I mean, keep it in line if he would do the same as Paul. I think he would do a long show. Like again, this is imagining. I don't see John doing that because I think he was more of a records man than a live. I think Paul enjoys playing live. I don't think John and George enjoyed it. I think Ringo and Paul really enjoy playing live. She wants to be in the video. So let's go before my cat keeps interrupting me. Okay, so the first song I would open the concert up, and I did this because of the introduction that is on the record. It's Whatever Gets You Through the Night, which he played live with Elton John on that Thanksgiving evening on New York City. So I decided to open with that song. It's a great John Lennon track, and it sounded great on this record live. I mean, I really did like it how it sounded, and so I decided to open with that one. And the second song I decided to put was Your Blues. He sang this one live a few times with Eric Clapton on the band, and I used a version of the Live in Toronto Peace album. And the next track I chose is Cold Turkey, which he performed live on that same concert with, I think it's Klaus Bormann, Eric Clapton, and Alan White was a drummer, and of course John Lennon on guitar. The next track I chose because I know it's a Lennon McCartney track, but I've heard how he liked it, and I Want to Hold Your Hand because it sounds so good live. I love the song, and I think he would have sung it because I've read that he really liked that song. The next track it would sound amazingly live, and it's Tomorrow Never Knows. Obviously, in the 60s it would have been hard, but now with the synth I think it could be performed live, and I think he would have. John is a lover of rock and roll music, so I chose Dizzy Miss Lizzy, which is the live version on the Live on Toronto piece. And I think he will go again with the Beatles on the next one. And I showed Help. Help is an amazing song. I think it sounds great live. Uh, I don't know if you noticed, but John always gets the lyrics wrong on all the live versions that I've heard. Uh, he always forgets one line in one of the verses. Amazing. And even though it's a song that he has said that he wrote it because he was feeling that way. And sometimes when you're feeling, you kind of know it by heart. But John always got one wrong. I love that about John. Anyway, so the next track I would put in the set list is "Ticket to Ride." It's a great rock and roll track, and "Don't Let Me Down," which I took the live version of the "Let It Be Naked" album, um, and "Sexy Sadie." I would close like the first half, and then entering like a little bit of an acoustic set, which I would go in a minute because I would have to after "Sexy Sadie" I would put "Come Together" and "Misery," which is one of the first live tracks from "Please Please Me." But it sounds great live. And I used the version that is live in the BBC on air, the volume two. I used that version, and "Bring on the Lucy." I think it sound. I love that song. It's a little bit reggae on the Mind Games album, and I think it would sound very good live. I think it would, and then I would go with "In My Life" and "Jealous Guy." And with that, I would like to go into like Paul does this little acoustic set, and I would play "I Know." This is a song from Mind Games, but the anthology version is completely acoustic. It's beautiful. I know it's the demo, but I think you could play like that on a concert, and it would sound great. Um, Continuing on the acoustic side, "You've Got to Hide Your Love Away" from the Help album. I think I would have to put "Across the Universe." I think you could play that one. And the naked version is an acoustic only song. Strawberry Fields. The demos, I know that they're not acoustic per se, but it's just him on the guitar and a few other instruments. And Paul has some numbers where band members join him while he's still on the acoustic guitar. So I'm kind of imagining this would be just like that. Um, I'm Only Sleeping. There is an acoustic version of one of the anthology's albums. Uh, I'm making the acoustic version a little long, but it's because I like Watching the Wheels, the acoustic version, Luck of the Irish, and I would finish that acoustic section with Woman from another great John Lennon track from Double Fantasy. And we'll go back to Rocking and Rolling. No, one more acoustic with Working Class Hero. And Imagine, that would be the last. Imagine. I have it live on acoustic on various places. So after that, I would go back into rock and roll with a obscure kind of song. I don't remember it being. I don't know if it's known. It's "Move Over Miss L." It's a great rock song, great rock track. I enjoy it so much. And after that, I'm taking two live versions from that he sang with Elton John in "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds" and "I Saw Her Standing There." I think he would play a tribute to, like he introduces his on this record, to my estranged husband, Paul McCartney. I mean, that's John for you. Um, and I would go with another rock and roll classic, "Angel Baby." I've heard that song on the collection that they just released, and I just liked it so much. I love his voice, and I would love to hear it live because John has a great rock and roll voice. So I would choose that one. She Said, She Said. It will sound great live from the Revolver record. We'll go on with "Just Like Starting Over," the Ballad of John and Yoko. I think he would definitely sing that one. "Dig a Pony," "Everybody's Got Something to Hide." "Happiness is a Warm Gun." Now that would be tricky, but I think he could pull it out. I think he could pull it out. And then just to finish the night, he will go into a nice version of "Love," "Revolution," "Instant Karma," and I would finish the night with "Mind Games," a great rock and roll song that I think it would be great. And if he was to perform like an encore, I mean, which I didn't think of the encore really. What shows could he play of the so many songs he has? And Your Bird Can Sing. I think that would rock uh, the place away. I mean, it's a great rock and roll song. What else? What else could he play that he would rock the night away? I think I'm Losing You is a great rock and roll track from Double Fantasy. I think it would sound very good live. And I would finish the night with Give Peace a Chance after on the encore. Let's finish singing with the crowd. The great song Give Peace a Chance. Definitely, he would definitely include that one in the concert. And I think I would use it for last, just to finish the night. Everyone pumped up and singing with him to give peace a chance. So, I mean, this is just me imagining. I have the playlist. I'm gonna listen to it later on and imagine that it's a live concert from the great John Lennon. I mean, I would have loved to see him live. I mean, I would love to see the Beatles live first and above all. But if they would have never gotten back together, I saw Paul. I would have loved to see John, and I would have loved to see George in concert also, which is another thing I could do on another video. Well, but George did tour a little bit more than John. I think John just stick to making sporadic live appearances here and there, but George did make a few tours, and he did have a great set list on those tours. So I wanted to do this for John because he never did a tour per se. He just made live performances here and there, and some of them have been released on record. So anyway, what if the John Lennon would have toured on recent years? I think this would have been a cool set list. He has a lot of other songs to pick, but these are the ones that I would have loved to hear live. Not necessarily his best, just the ones I would have loved to hear live, and I think would have sounded just great. So these are my choices. If you want to imagine with me, put your set list. This is we can all have our own set list to choose from, and I will hopefully read comments, and hopefully we can share our opinions on what we would have loved to see him play live. So anyway, just a few days ago we remembered him, December 8th, 40 years since that tragedy. So thank you, John, for the music, and thank you for watching, and I hope everything's okay. If you want read more reviews and stuff, go to my webpage, www.luisreviewer.com. You can find me on Facebook as World of Entertainment, and my YouTube channel if you want to subscribe. I try to put as much as I can, and this is just a guy who's sharing things, so let's keep the comments nice and respectful, okay? So have a good one, have a good day, bye.